All right, guys, welcome here today. This is our first time going live, and we're going to try this out. So thank you if you're able to join us here. And today we are going to be reviewing some figures, unboxing some figures as we go along as well. My closet is where you keep a lot of my figures before I unbox them, and that's getting full. So at this point, we are going to unbox them. So let's take a look. First up, we're going to start with Power Rangers in Space. I've got here, start off here. This is the In Space Phantom Ranger. And this figure here is one that's very similar. Same character, one that I had when I was growing up. So this is one that I recently got, kind of started my In Space collection. And these are going to be the start of my In Space and Zeo collections. I've also got my Mighty Morphin collection, which has been increasing here. Well, let's take a look. So we're going to start off this first one. So obviously I'm not going to be keeping these in the box. I like to display these. I'm kind of working on my display. You can kind of see it behind me. We'll be working on that as we go. But got here, this is the figure. Got a cool blast effect there. We'll go around to this torso. We also have here another blast effect for his gun. Go ahead and get him out though. Okay. Nice looking figure there. Got a nice hand there to be able to fire his gun, his blaster. So definitely looks a lot like the figure I remember when I was a kid. Obviously, it was not as articulated. This one, you see, you got the nice elbows there with that, the kind of ratchet ones. Kind of hard to bend at first, but it just must be getting used to it. This is the Phantom Ranger here from In Space. He's got his gun here. He's got a nice hand that'll hold it kind of pointing down, but still will hold it nonetheless. So we also have an alternate set of hands as well for punching. I think I'm going to keep it with this for now, just because I like the way it looks. Oh, the hand goes up, so it doesn't look as weird. That's awesome. Cool. So this is the In Space Phantom Ranger we have here. All right, next up, I'm going to put this over to the side. So the problem when you're opening with a bunch of these all at once is you're trying to keep everything together. So I will be doing that, hopefully, by putting in the box. Next up, we're keeping In Space, and we are going to go with the Yellow Ranger in Space as well here. Yellow Ranger in Space. Opening this up. Now, some people, I could, yes, undo the tape and everything, but I'm not keeping these boxes, so it doesn't really matter what I do with that box. We have here, so the last one only came with one head because it never really gets revealed who he is in the series. This one, though, we do get the other head. Undo here. Well, good news is it is in well. We have the head here for the human form. We have here a nice figure, much like the Mighty Morphin ones. Has the skirt for the females there with that. You got the holster there for your weapon. You got some hands, a couple hands there. Has a blaster here, a weapon as well. And it also comes with weapon, the blaster. Well, also comes with these energy effects, which is kind of interesting. And this one here looks like it's supposed to be going with this here. So that's, I actually really like the way that looks. I just got to be able to make it stay somehow. But I like, clips in. Oh, that's awesome. So that's how this is going to be displayed, because that looks really cool. You can see there, it is as the blaster connects and it was exploding out. Awesome. We have, put her over there. Alrighty. So that was the Yellow Ranger in Space. Had an extra head, which is nice, especially with the ones that are transformed. However, with those, I can't decide. I can't decide if I want to put them with the helmet on or with the human faces. I do love the helmets on because it's classic, but the faces are more the character to me. Go ahead and write in the comments what you think, how you would do that. How do you display yours? I think that it's a win-win either way. But I know that I just don't know which one I like. Maybe I'll try one for a while and switch it up. Next up, we do have the Black Ranger here, also in space. I think we're going to work back in time here, starting with in space and then to Zeo. Like I said, this is just a bunch of my figures that I collected the last little bit. I just haven't gotten around to opening them. You open yours as you go through, as you get them. I find that I like to sit down and enjoy opening them up like I'm doing now. And so I don't like to open them as I get them. I like to kind of sit, wait, and enjoy and have the right time. I feel like it's always go, go, go. So we have here's our figure. It comes with the nice head there, the little ponytail as well. So these are the figures here. You can see that. Just like the other ones, very nice. Here, sculpt overall, very sturdy. I love the butterfly joints here, being able to go like that back and forth. It's definitely nice for posability and such. So nice touch. We have here, this is the energy effect. And I do like the energy effect, kind of adds to the posing, I believe. I don't know if I'm going to be posing them with the energy effects, but I like the option. It's nice to have this giant staff here. You can see he's got a giant staff. I might put that staff here just to toy around with it. Toy around with it. All right, well, I'm having trouble putting that in. So, in the interest of time, we will have that staff eventually, in theory. I don't want to break this. There we go. All right, I got it in his hand at least. So we've got one arm. It's in. That's fine. All right, so that is done. Keep his hands. Again, it's hard when you're unopening these things, making sure you got everything together. And so I'm going to do that. Make sure I don't lose anything here. Alrighty. Next up, we have, and so when I went to get this, I couldn't get the red one, but I did find the Andros, and I think this is a really cool figure the way it is. It looks like it's got soft goods coat here, cloak, I guess, if you will. So I'm interested to see that. There's not often you get soft goods on these Lightning Collection figures, so I think it's a nice change of pace. Like I said, I was looking for the proper Red Ranger, Andros in his Red Ranger suit, but I couldn't find it at a decent price that I liked. So instead, I went with this, and I'm going to tell you, I'm not mad about it so far. Like I said, soft goods there. Gets extra hands. Honestly, this guy came with a lot. This one so far might be my favorite, and I was not expecting that. It's got a helmet here that he uses in the TV show. This blaster. Here's weapon, which I believe is the weapon of his choice for the Red Ranger. But this is when he is being, I believe, incognito. He doesn't want to be seen as the Red Ranger yet. So he is this. And really, okay, so let's take a look. So this face sculpt is nice. This, I love the cloak. This kind of reminds me of Star Wars a little bit. It's in space, so that works. Nice soft goods cloak here. But without the cloak, it looks a really cool figure. Like, I don't hate how he looks without the cloak. Check that out. That is pretty cool. And honestly, with this helmet on, that's going to be, I had to try it now. Popped off pretty decent. All right, I'm having trouble getting it back on. But really cool figure so far. I'm excited for this. There we go. That came on easier. So I'm going to keep them like this, but it looks like a cool figure. I'm going to keep the cloak on just because it looks really cool. But honestly, if it didn't come with the cloak, I wouldn't be mad about that because that is really cool. We're going to get out here. But I think these are kind of interesting how they do like the street clothes. I really would like to do like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers with the street clothes. I think that would be an interesting little different version of it. So if you're listening, Hasbro, you should do that. All right. Give me a street clothes Tommy Oliver, please. Alrighty. Next up, we're almost done here with the In Space And with this one, we have the Pink Ranger. Got space. And she's got her head here. I'm throwing things already. I dropped her weapon. You can see here, just like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers version, has a skirt there. Got butterfly joints, which is always nice for posability as well. I do like this one as well. We've got here these blast effects. I'm telling you, they are all different. So these molds are all different on here, it looks so far. And that's pretty nice to have. Posing-wise, I'm not sure if I'll actually use them with that. But it's not a bad thing to have. I like to have options, for sure. Alrighty. So, so far, like this one. Overall, in space, I'm going to have to say, this one has been my favorite so far. Andros with that soft goods. And even without it, he looks really cool. Close second, Phantom Ranger. So I'm missing from that set the blue one and the red one. However, I forgot, and it just came today. Luckily, I have a 2-pack that came today. 2-pack. And so this 2-pack here, you could either get it with the 2-pack or the Blue Ranger with 2-pack, or you can get the Blue Ranger with the surfboard. Not surfboard, but you know what I mean, the space-board thing. And so while I liked the space-board, I don't know if they're going to do it for everyone else, and I don't want to have to rebuy each with the space-board. I'd be kind of tempted to do that. So I'm going to stop myself from accidentally making more work for myself. And instead, I'm just going to do this. So, alrighty. So for this one here, grab these before I forget. So we have the Blue Ranger first. I'm going to get his head out so we don't lose it. Lose your head. Blue Ranger, his head there. And what I like about these is, like I said, giving the choice between 2 figures, or the little space surfboard thing, space glider, if you will. I'm going to choose the 2 figures. However, I may have accidentally started a Psycho Ranger collection because they look really cool. Don't remember them too much from the series because this was my last real series of Power Rangers growing up in my memory. So I don't remember it too well. But I do remember the figures, the characters. But this one, yeah, it does not look great. It just pops. I like how the blue's kind of a little lighter. I think that's the way it was, but these just really pop. These figures are very toyetic in that. I like that a lot. We have here his weapon, which I'm going to put on him before I forget. If I can. Where there's a will, there's a way, and there is a way. Got it on. Cool. Okay, that is done. Extra hands away. So it's got an extra set of hands that it comes with as well, which is nice. Alrighty. As I knock over some boxes back there. That's the problem when you open all this stuff at once. You got to do stuff with the packaging. And that is something that kind of makes me not want to open things, because I got to do with that packaging. But that's a neat problem. Here's the blast effect as well. Again, new sculpt. I don't want to keep any A in there. So Psycho Rangers, this one comes with a head for the Psycho Ranger. So that's kind of cool. Put it in there. Psycho Ranger's weapon. Psycho Ranger's hands. Alright, I'm going to stop crinkling right in front of the microphone there. But we got the Psycho Ranger here. These things are so cool. They just look really toyetic and really cool the way that they are. Just the designs as a whole. They're the evil counterparts of the Rangers, and it's awesome. Like I said, I learned more about it just so I could figure out what they were and why they were so cool. Alrighty. So we got those. We also have some extra hands as well. Got that there. I like these hands, how they kind of shoot out. It's kind of a nice little touch there. I'm going to switch mine out just so I have the... effect hands, at least for one. There we go. Now he's got the effect hands, and he can shoot at you. All right, cool. Evil guy done. Next up, we're going Zeo here. I got the red Zeo Ranger. Now, I was gonna maybe just stick with the in space, but then I saw this one. I've been looking. I did not jump on initially getting some of these figures because I jumped in late. So after the unfortunate passing of Jason David Frank, I wanted to at least get something to commemorate him. And the figures were a little higher than I wanted to spend at the time. So I didn't get any. However, I'm glad that I now have this Red Ranger. One of his last, not the last because these are a couple others after, but one of the ones, the last one from my childhood that he did. There's his head there. All right, we have here the Red Ranger, Zeo Ranger. I remember vividly these figures. I had them. I don't recall if these were the flip ones. I don't remember if they did. I feel like they may have, and I don't remember though. So don't quote me on that. All right. Well, I'm not going to put this weapon on him because it was not going to work out. But just like the other ones, his butterfly joints. Okay. They did the best they could. Notice here they've got the little trim. I mean, if you're going to do this, it doesn't look too great, but I like that they tried for sure. I like that they tried. It looks a little bobbleheady, but I'll deal with that later. Alrighty. Next up, we have. Alrighty. Oh, I didn't go through these. So we've got his blaster. He also has the swords that we all have, the Zeo swords. One of my memories from the Zeo Rangers, from the figures, was my parents went on a trip without me. I was young. I wouldn't have taken me either. But they brought me back the Zeo bad guys. They was cogs, I think they were. And they brought me back like a flying thing of it. So that was my memory of my Zeo figures. I also had some of the other ones. I remember vividly. I had the blue one for sure. The red one, I don't think I had them all, but I almost got the blue one the other day. But as you can see, I've gotten enough figures lately, so that'll be fine for now. Let's take a look now. We have others. I have the yellow Zeo Ranger here. Here. Nice. Again, butterfly wings, butterfly joints. And with these, so difference here. So I'm noticing that these ones, they don't have the trim on it, and I kind of like that better, but that's all about how that lines up with the torso. So it just worked out better for them. So that's nice. That's good. We got their sword, as the other ones will have. These nunchucks as well, which I'm going to have to liberate from the package. Alrighty. Cool package. Got her head there. Gonna be honest, don't remember what this one's name was, what her name was. But yeah. I can't remember if Aisha was still with the Rangers at that point or not. We got a blast effect as well. Maybe the same mold as we saw before, but still a cool mold. Extra hands. Good to have. Here. And we have one more. This is probably my favorite. One of my favorite Zeo Rangers figures, because I remember having this one for sure as a kid. The red one. I liked it. I loved him, Tommy Oliver, the character, and the actor as well. But for this figure, we have here. So I see this face, and I don't see this as Jason. So I don't see this as Jason, which I was pretty sure was the reveal was the Gold Ranger Jason. Maybe it's a comic book thing, but this does not really look like Jason to me from my rememberings. But looks like he's a Scar, and that might be a little different with that. But anyway, we have the Gold Ranger there. I really only cared about it from the perspective of this. I remember I also had a toy. Ooh, that's cool. Does it come off? I don't need it to. But I love that it kind of shakes a little bit. That is really cool. It's nice that it's an additional piece on him. This is a cool figure. I had this, like I said, I had this figure. I had a toy that was this thing. It was like a, not life size, but a child size. I don't even know what this is. Staff. And I remember I liked being able to do that and be a Power Ranger. But that I'm really geeking out about the staff. So I'm going to see if I can't put it on him. I'm hoping that it cooperates. All right. So there we go. All right, we'll put that down. So there's that there. All right, so those are the Zeo Rangers. I've got some other Mighty Morphin that I've been for my collection. I've just been kind of holding off on. If you saw some of my older videos, I do some comparisons between some figures, which we might be able to do on the fly here. But I do have a yellow one here, and I've gotten this to do, like I said, figure face-off, I called them. I kind of just didn't have the time or energy, honestly, at that point. So I kind of called that off, and now I just want to open these up and enjoy them. I'm tired of them living in my closet where I keep my figures before I open them. So they will taste daylight and be able to be free. This is Trini. Oh, I remember Trini. Trini's head. And like I was saying earlier, and I think as I've opened this, I've kind of decided, I think for the older ones, the ones of characters that I know and I can say my name, I will probably have their heads on them. However, for the other ones, like in space, I don't remember their names, some of them. Andros, I think, is one of them. There's the red one, but besides that, I don't remember. So I think that will be a nice way to kind of decide that, what I'm going to do with that. Ooh, we've got some tape on here. No, it's not tape. Actually, it's just really well packaged, so good job, Hasbro. Ooh, not so good job, Hasbro. It's kind of bent. Oh, well. Worst things have happened. We'll bend right back. It's a nice, soft plastic, so the joys of plastic. Not forever broken. It's just unfortunate. Ooh, some more. Another mold there. Blast effect. All right, so we're going to put this on in our hand, hopefully. All right, not yet. We'll do that later. You don't want to watch me struggle with this. That's not why you're here. So we got her there. I go with the butterfly joints. Awesome. Kind of see some little minor quality control issues here. I've got a little skin tag, it looks like, on her, but that's okay. We'll fix that later. It's kind of funny. I just saw my 3 Yellow Rangers together here. I don't have the turbo ones yet because I don't think they've released them yet. And if they have, then I'm behind the times. But that would be the next set. I think that's really my extent of my collection going to be is through that, because that was the end of my Power Rangers run as a kid. And I feel like it's important to know where to stop in collecting too. Like, I was thinking about getting into the villains and stuff, but I put a pause here. Obviously, you can see I got enough going on. I don't need another collection set. But we have the Red Ranger here. Here, our first Red Ranger. I see his head. I'm going to put it here. All right. And you see alrighty, got a figure there. I was gonna say basic. This is not basic. We got the posability that is just really what we've come to expect with Lightning Collection, but was not at all what we used to have. Speaking of which, I'm going to retro. I'm going to open up in a second. Let's worry about this first. I've got the sword, and I have not had great luck putting weapons on today. Wish me luck here, though, as I try and put this on. I think I can do this. I think I can. I can't. Okay. Well, I can. I just don't want to try right now. That's not really worth my time. We have the blaster, which I'm tempted to put in his holster, but it's going to fall out. I don't need that. Let me get this energy, which is going to run the sword. I've got an extra set of hands as well. Extra set of hands as well. Like that. Cool, cool, cool. All right. So, yeah, there's he. There he is. Our Red Ranger. All right, so that is it for my Lightning collection. I do have, before we start, I had said before that I did used to do figure face-off. We're going to do an impromptu one of those because I do have this retro. These are not the same as I thought they might be. When I ordered this off of Amazon. This is also available on Hasbro, but it does say Retro Morphin. This is not Auto Morphin. This is Retro Morphin. It looks as though the head sculpts are a little different, updated, and better. So I'm excited to see this. We're going to compare it to that other one that we just saw as well, though. So they're very similar to what you're used to with the Automorphin. If you grew up with the Automorphin, right in the bottom what you thought about it. I like them. Honestly, in retrospect, they hold up. They're solid figures, and they get a nostalgia now whenever I touch them because I used to have them as a kid. All of them, because they were the only Power Ranger toys. One note already, different from the Automorphin in this one. There's no pins. I kind of liked, you know how there would be a pin there to put it in the hand. There's no pin here, which is whatever. This definitely seems chunkier. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but it seems a little beefier here. Does it? Oh, it's got to go. What is happening? Oh, that's weird. Okay, so it goes from here, Jason, to it's Morphin time, maybe? Oh, I gotta do. Oh, okay. So the first one you'd go in the front. This one you go in the back. And in theory, it would flip up. Okay. Gonna say not impressed yet. Hasbro with his new one. Yeah, he's a little clunky. I don't know. Don't love this new. Okay, we do have a little bit more motion, which I appreciate that. I appreciate. Yeah, this is instead of just back up and down. Okay. So you did some good things, but also not all of it I'm happy with. Ooh, it'll morph both ways. That's cool. Okay, so I'm okay with that. That works there. Hey, I'm not doing. We have Flame here. Hi, can you do a giveaway Lightning collection? Not really set up for giveaway right now. We're still kind of growing the channel, but I really do intend to do giveaways moving on here going forward. So make sure that you subscribe, if you like what's happening, subscribe to tell me that you like what's going on. But subscribe, and hopefully there'll be some in the future, but it's just not set up for right now. But I hope you're enjoying yourself. But we have here, like I said, this is the retro. Comparing that just automatically to the Lightning collection. We see this. Okay, no, hands down, Lightning collection better figure. This one has some nostalgia, but they're trying and they're just not getting it. Yes, the head sculpt is better for this one than the original Automorphin, but it doesn't really do it for me. But this is a nice figure. Overall today, I'm going to say a couple of my favorites. So my favorite, I think, nostalgia-wise, love this Gold Ranger. Great figure. Here, like I said, I had it as a kid. I had that toy as a kid, the kid size. It's just, and this shield is attached. It's not the same thing. I don't think you can detach it, but it's not the same piece of plastic. It's a different unit. My favorite, I think, the surprise here is Andros. It is not I was going to get the Red Ranger. It wasn't really priced where I wanted, so I got Andros instead. And this soft goods cloak, wonderful. Has a cool underneath, even just without it. He's got a cool setup. Had the black helmet as well. But overall, this is a nice little haul for myself. I've stumbled into a hole of collecting Power Rangers in space and Power Ranger Zeo to go along with my Mighty Morphin. But I'm not mad about that. I'll be good. Alrighty. So thank you for joining me. Hope you have a wonderful day. Join us back. We'll keep putting new streams on here along with other videos. So go ahead and like if you like what we're doing. Tells us that we're doing a good job and we should keep doing this stuff. If you subscribe, so that way you can figure out when we're going to post new stuff. And thanks for joining us.